Hey guys, Kate here, and it's day 27 of the Great Out of Office Advent event, and I hope that you all had a wonderful Christmas festive season, surrounded by people that you love and care about, and have had some time to relax as well. I know I ate too much food. I've seen a lot of people in the last 48 hours, and here I am still doing the Great Out of Office Advent event because I love to give value to you guys. So today I wanted to share something with you. I'm going to try and share my screen now. Great, it's working. Took a while for this to work today. I think Ecamm, this live streaming app that I use, was still a little bit on holiday, so I had to restart that a couple of times. But anyway, today I'm going to show you something that I learnt this year that is really, really helpful for learning more about your audience, your target market, and where they hang out on Facebook and what their trends are, what their insights are, so analytics and insights. And if you're not already familiar with Facebook advertising, then you may not have seen this before. So I'm just going to give you a quick demo of where to find it. So you go up to, when you're on your Facebook profile, go up to here and choose add, or go into Facebook advertising any other way that you know how. It's going to click over to the ads manager now, and let me just move a couple of screens out the way. And this is my advertising campaign dashboard. So if I go up here, I can choose from here, instead of all the advertising tools that you can use here, I'm going to choose audience insights. And this is where I can play around and learn more about my audience, or a particular audience that I'm looking to target or get my content in front of or create advertising for. So I can choose here people that are connected to my page, or everyone on Facebook. So I'm going to choose that, everyone on Facebook. So along the left hand side here is where I can create the filters for my audience, so learn more about them. So already it's got United States automatically clicked here, so I'm just going to undo that, and nothing else is selected. So this is a completely open, everyone on Facebook. See here, it says more than 1 billion people are in this audience because I've got nothing selected at the moment. So without selecting anything here, what it's telling us here is the percentage of people on Facebook and a little bit of insights analytics to do with them. So of all the people on Facebook, and this comes from the data that you enter when you create a Facebook profile, or whatever's in your Facebook profile at the last update. So it's telling us that of 100% of the people that are in Facebook, 44% of them are women and 56% of them are men. And here goes the breakdown in ages. Okay, so the highest percentage of people that are on Facebook are between the age of 25 and 34. Now, something that I learned that was really handy when you are doing advertising and you choose these analytics for your advert, you get to choose an age range, and you can choose whichever age range you think is most relevant to the target market that you're targeting. However, it is a little tip and top trick to choose within these kind of age ranges. So instead of choosing, say, age 23 to 33, that means that Facebook is going to spread my advertising budget over two lots of ages, because it bundles them together like this, if you get what I mean. So I would be better off just targeting 25 to 34 year olds, or 18 to 34 year olds, and then it will target these two in their full entirety, if you get what I mean. So there's a little bit of, I love looking at this sort of stuff. If you're a data geek like me, you'll love looking at this too. And this is it, as I say, without any kind of filtering at all. So we can see here the number of people. We can see what kind of relationship status people are in on Facebook. Again, this is only known from the information that you enter into Facebook. What kind of education people have. And then what kind of jobs people have as well. So that's quite an interesting one, I think. And that, of course, is based on what you enter when you start your Facebook profile. So if you don't enter in there what your job title is, then that, it's not this may not be a full picture of 100% of the people that are on Facebook, but it's a picture of those that have entered what job title they have, out of everybody in the world on Facebook, because I haven't entered any country or region. So some interesting stats just there on the front page. You can also look here at what kind of pages. Now this doesn't mean much at the moment because I haven't filtered anything yet. So what I'm going to do is do a little example of a filter, but this just shows what people are into, so what pages they follow on Facebook. So look, Justin Bieber looks like he's the #1 page followed on Facebook with 37.3 million people. You know, where the location of majority of people are in. I looked at this earlier today and this is quite strange, so I'm not really sure what kind of order this is putting everything in here. There's some quite random places there, and like I say though, that's without filtering. So, and what kind of activity people have had in the last 30 days, but again, I'm not sure what these numbers mean out of the whole of Facebook without doing any filtering. I find this one here quite interesting though, of the devices used. So you can see here that 79% of people, over 19%, are using mobile only. So that's something to think about when you're creating ads and content on Facebook, is how people are seeing it on their mobile, because that is the highest percentage of what people are looking at things on. So what does it look like? Something to really consider. The other interesting stat here, and I don't think this is too much to think about unless you're creating specialist content that maybe has video or apps related to it, but 78% of people are using Android over iPhones. That really, really blew me away, that statistic there. So let's have a little play with it by choosing, I'll go back to demographics, the front page, choosing a few things along the left here, and we'll start narrowing down our audience a little bit. So say I am looking to target people in New Zealand and Australia. See, it lets you target specific places as well, but I'm just going to choose all of New Zealand and all of Australia, right? Age and gender. So the age range, like I said, when you're looking at doing advertising, you want to choose by these categories here, and if you do want to choose a wider range, then you're better off to go from the lowest range number to the highest range number within the categories that you're looking at. I hope that makes sense, guys, to get your full use of your advertising budget. So let's go. I'm going to look at 25-year-olds. So see, I wouldn't choose 24-year-olds, so I'm choosing 25 to 44-year-olds rather than 24 to 43. I might as well make the most of these two areas here, because that is how Facebook groups people together. So now we're looking at everyone on Facebook in Australia and New Zealand between the ages of 25 to 44. So what is this telling us? There's a blue colour and a grey colour. So of the grey colour is the statistic of everyone on Facebook in the whole wide world, but in Australia and New Zealand, it's a higher percentage of women in this age range that are on Facebook compared to the rest of the world, if that makes sense. The blue is to do with what I've chosen over here. So out of Australia and New Zealand, between these age groups, 56% of people on Facebook are women and 58% of people on Facebook are men. Then we've got 44 and 42 women and men in this age group here. Now I know this doesn't add up to 100, so I'm just trying to figure out what that means. The selected audience. Yep. Okay, so I don't know if I'm actually really surprised that Facebook doesn't have an other gender on here as well, and maybe that's what the difference is here, although this is adding up to over 100%. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Usually it would just add up to 100%. So that is interesting. Oh, I know what it's doing. It's splitting them here. Yeah, so this equals 100%. So of these two age ranges, of the women, 56% of the women are in this age bracket and 44% are in this age bracket. Okay, and same here for the men, so 58 and 42%. So that's interesting to start off with, and then it's giving us some more stats down here about what kind of relationship status is, what kind of education they have, and what kind of job titles New Zealand Australians between those age ranges have. So just showing us a little bit there. The other thing is I'm looking at men and women here. So say I just want to look at women, and I click this, it will take the men completely away, and it's just showing me the women's stats. Now this is where it gets really interesting. You can start to target people. When I say target people, I mean in the most genuine way for your own research, but based on their interests. Now this holds all sorts of things. This is to do with what kind of Facebook groups people are in, what kind of pages people like, what kind of music people follow. So all the things that kind of show on your Facebook profile in the About section, that's where this information is gathered from. So say I want to choose Australian and New Zealand woman in this age range that like Michael Bublé. And I hope I can spell this right now. He should be quite up there at this time of year, I would imagine. There we go, Michael Bublé, right. And I can add some more interests in here too, and it starts to narrow things right down. But to start off with, I'm just going to do that. So let's have a look. Back up here at the stats. So of all those women that it showed me before, now it's showing that the older age range is a higher percentage, of course. So of all the people in Australia, all the women in Australia and New Zealand between these age ranges that like Michael Bublé, 51% of them are in this age range and 49% are in this age range of the age ranges that I've chosen, right? What about if they like Michael Bublé and they also are, and you can just expand them out. That was a bit broad. I thought expand them out like this. They also are married. No, they like marriage. This is an interest. So family and relationships is of interest to them. So there we go. It's just gone the other way now. So this, I mean, it's not telling us too much at the moment because it's pretty generic sort of stuff that I am doing here. But what you can do is, you can do it based on your own connections as well, on your own pages, and connections pages, yep. And then there's an advanced section here as well, so you can narrow right down to people's relationship, people's languages, relationship status, and things like that as well, if you wanted to do that. Because if you were targeting just single people, then that's where you could come down here, and because your solution is to single people, say you're a dating website or something, then you could just choose single people here. So let me choose single people who are in this age range from New Zealand and Australia, whose interests are family and Michael Bublé. So this is a higher percentage. So what am I getting from this? Basically, if this was my target market, so all these things along the left here were my target market, then this tells me that this is the age range that probably I should be targeting. So when I went to do my advertising, I may not extend it out to this age range because that would be wasting my money potentially, because it's a lower percentage of people that have these interests, this audience that has these interests. So if I only included 25 to 34-year-olds, that would be my real niche target market in my advertising there. So from here you can let's have a look at what kind of page likes these people have. It's fair to say so these are women in their 25 to 44-year-olds, Australia and New Zealand, who have interests of family and Michael Bublé. And here goes some of their page likes, so the pages on Facebook that they like, that they have in common. Cosmetic Evolution, 50 Shades, Smirnoff, and I mean this makes you not generalize things. You can actually see real life data here. Some of it is pretty predictable sometimes, so you can have a look here at what kind of things they're into, and it just gives you an insight. So here we go, what kind of pages they follow, and what kind of audience are in those pages as well, which is interesting for when you are reaching out and creating relationships with like-minded people. Let's have a look at the location. So because I've chosen only New Zealand and Australia, it's only going to give me New Zealand and Australian places here, and you can see it's defined it right down to individual cities and things. So it really refines it right down to some pretty small numbers. Here we go. Here's a big one. So 11% of this market are in Melbourne. Okay, 6% of them are in Brisbane. I think I can hit this and there we go. Puts them into an amount order that we can look at a bit easier. So the 5% are in Auckland, New Zealand. The rest are in Australia above that. So again, if you're really wanting to refine your advertising and target an audience, you could just choose one place. You know, look, 13% are in Sydney, so when you do your advertising, you might just choose to target people in Sydney because you know that there's a high percentage of them that like Michael Bublé and family and in that age range and have all that in common. So, and activity just shows what they have, what they're like, they're most likely to, how they're most likely to engage on your Facebook advertisement or in your page based on what they've done in the last 30 days. But like I say, it's giving me funny numbers here. I'm not really sure what that means amongst the sort of 450 to 500,000 people that are within this demographic that I've chosen on the left here. So yeah, so that's also a number up here that I forgot to tell you guys about. So the more that you refine it along here, the smaller this number will go, and kind of you are looking to get a smallish number, still in the thousands or hundreds of thousands to do your advertising, but the bigger it is, so if it went into the millions, then you're kind of scattering, you know, it's like fishing in the sea for one particular fish. You're scattering your message a little bit wider than really refining it down. So, and again, here we go. This is showing a little bit higher with this one in this particular audience. So these ladies in this particular audience are more likely to be on their desktop and mobile than anyone else on Facebook. You know, the other one that we looked at before, where this was right down and this was right up. So, but still, mobiles are still higher percentage of people. And look at this. These people are more likely to be on an iPhone than the one that we looked at, the generic one we looked at the very start, where they were all on Android. And I actually think that's because a lot of non-Western, a lot of third world countries use Android over iPhone because it's more widely available to them. So because I have chosen New Zealand and Australia here, there are more iPhones, I presume, around. So don't quote me on that, but that is what I believe. So from here, if I'm happy with this audience, say I don't want to include the 35 to 44-year-olds, because what I can do here is prepare it for an advert, prepare this advertising for advertising. So I can refine the audience right down to the 25 to 34-year-olds, so just within this amount. Here we go, 100% of them are in this age range, because that's what I've chosen now. Here we go, 100% of them are single because I ticked the single box. So if I didn't want to do that, I just untick that and it will show us out of that age range what the differences are between the relationships. But let's tick single again. So 100% of them are single. Here goes, you know, the types of things that they're into, this is their jobs. So 19% of them work in food and restaurants, so hospitality, healthcare and medical services. That's all interesting stuff, I think. And of course their page likes and everything as well. So if I'm happy with this audience and I'm ready to go to advertisement, what I can do is I can save it. So I just want to show you here, this figure here, see, it's dropped down to 300 to 350k. I would say that by adding in a really random interest here, like maybe, let's say skincare, which is actually chosen like a page, skincare, it will bring this amount. Oh, no, it hasn't. Okay. Let's see what's something really random. Birds. Angry Birds. Nope, still not bringing it down. I'm just trying to get that number down. Let's take out those random ones. Let's take out family. So Michael Bublé will, go bigger. So 6 to 700,000 people. Let's see some hobbies and activities. Okay, here we go. People who like Michael Bublé and like acting. 80 to 90,000 people. Wow. So that's really gone up a lot. Trying to get it down. Let's see. So you can choose in here interest, but you can also choose if there's like somebody's page that you follow that's quite has quite a big following and is quite aligned with your audience. So for example, if it's let's see, Jacinda Ardern, so the New Zealand Prime Minister. Let's see if she has one. Does she? Jacinda. She doesn't. Okay, let's think of somebody else. Somebody quite, who can I think of? Harry Styles. Oops. Places in Harry Potter. That's quite unique. Still sitting very high. I'm not sure why. Okay, that's not working for me right now, but you know, if you know your audience really well, then you will know who to choose, what to choose here, and that will bring everything right down for you to a niche. You know, somewhere between 100 and 200,000 is a really good amount to target when you're doing this. So, as I was saying before, what you can do is save it. You can name the audience as something, and then you can save it. And then when you go to create your advert, you can choose this audience that you've created in here based on the demographics. But this page just lets you play around and check everything out, and you know, let's do it again. Let's have a look at a completely new. I'll wipe all of this. I don't think it has a clear all, but we'll just go through. You just hover over them until you get the cross. Let's see. We'll untick the single. So I think we'll get everyone on Facebook again without any. Oh, we need to up that age right to the. Oops. Right to the very top again. Oops. My mouse has been a bit slippy on the screen. Bear with me. And the lower age is 18. Cool. So there goes everyone on Facebook again. Oh no, that's all the women. So we want everyone. More than 1 billion people. Here we go. This is everyone on Facebook. So let's refine it down. Let's say I sell candles at a local market in Vancouver. So I'm going to target people. If I'm going to create an ad to go on Facebook to advertise my my candle or my stall at the market, I'm going to advertise it to people in Vancouver. And then if I knew that people came from outside of Vancouver to the market, then I might also add them into this, but let's just do that for now. I would say maybe from research that probably people from the age of 18, although, you know, people of all ages, it's really good to target smaller. Like I say, the smaller you can cast your net, the more direct you're talking to your audience. So let's say 18 to 34-year-olds. Actually, I'm just going to say they're more expensive candles. I'm going to say 25 to 34-year-olds. So it's just this age bracket here, right? At the moment, I've got all because perhaps some men are coming along to do their shopping for Christmas, or perhaps they like candles as well. Their interests might be home decor, home. So if there was like a magazine in Vancouver that had, you could target people that like that magazine. That would be a good one. I'm just trying to think of home decoration. Here we go. Let's say that so people that are from Vancouver like home decoration and design in this age range. Now it's done this, which means they can't match using that information. Now I would say that is to do with this home decor and decoration. So I'm going to choose another one. Let's just choose candles, hey? $16 candles. That's the... Yeah, no, that's a weird one. Let's see if we can find it from here. Maybe shopping. Boutiques. Let's do that. Okay, and maybe hobbies, arts. Oh yeah, maybe. Or home and garden. Here we go. Gardening, home appliances. Let's just choose home and garden as the overall one. Right, so that's now put it down to perfect 100 to 155,000 people, and this is showing the, let's just choose women here. That's going to refine it right down again to 70 to 80,000, so that's really great. I don't think I need to add anything else in here because it's refined it right down. So it is now going to target, and you know, this is showing what kind of profession they are in, but the location is quite a good one. So because we've only chosen Vancouver, it's literally going to show us suburbs of Vancouver, like where people are from, around Vancouver. So that's quite interesting. Here goes a big market here, so we could just choose this one, and it would target predominantly those people. So what kind of page likes they have. This just gets to see, you know, is it the right kind of, look, it's a flea market, perfect. that's like these people. So you could probably choose flea market. Here we go. From here, see, this here gives you clues about what you can choose to find your audience. So maybe rabbiting on here, guys, but I'm having fun doing this too. So I hope it's making sense to you. Cool. So just having a look here now. There's a lot of people that are in this page, Eastside Flea. So, I mean, you could choose that up here as well, Eastside Flea page, and it would target all the people in there. But let's just leave it at this for now. And the activity. So, again, not sure what that means. Look, a pretty even split of desktop and mobile. So when you're creating your ad, you want to think about that. Yeah, so you can now save this as Vancouver Candle Market, so that when you do your ad, you know that is the audience that you can use for that. So I'll just press save on that, and it will add, hopefully. See, and this audience will be available in the audience section of Ads Manager. So when you go to create your ad, it will be there. Just taking a little minute to save, but it will be sitting in there, no doubt. So that's enough of my rambling today, guys. It's day 27 of the Great Out of Office Advent, and I hope that you all are still on holiday, hopefully, or not working too hard and giving yourselves a little bit of a break, enjoying the festive season and getting ready for 2020, making some awesome plans. So in the next couple of days, I've got another guest speaker who we've already had before, Zena. She's created this amazing video. It's a mindset video for us, and it's some mindset work I've done with Zena before that I thought was really, really cool to share with you guys. So she's created it especially for you, and I'm going to share it in the next coming days, so keep a lookout for that. And in the meantime, have a wonderful break and weekend, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.